Hey guys, and I'm going to apologise in advance for my slightly gross appearance. Is my stubble even? I can't tell. I need to start shaving in front of a mirror. I need to put the mirror back. That would make shaving so much easier. So I had a pretty fun weekend. I nearly lost a toe to blunt trauma. I was working with some very heavy timber beams with my dad, and there was sort of like a metal arm sitting on top of one. He wasn't quite watching what he was doing. He went to sort of shift it around with a spud bar, and yeah, it was not a pleasant experience. I mean, a metal rod falling on you hurts enough as it is. I have experience with that as well. Also, arguably my dad's fault. And just so you guys know I'm not being a wimp, I mean this. And that was just the start of the day. Over the course of working with him for that couple of hours, he nearly ripped off my 4 fingers with a very big rope and nearly took off my left thumb with, I can't even remember what now. Listening to the radio while working with my dad again this morning. Yeah, I'm a brave guy. You're listening to one of those talk stations where, you know, people call up and talk to the host about whatever. I'm guessing you can probably see where this sort of story's going. Before we go any further, I would like to say, the radio scares me. In the world of instantaneous communication, all sorts of idiots are able to basically say whatever they want to say. So this woman started talking about an issue which I think is fairly important: government support of single-parent families. Fair enough to have an opinion on that. It is something which is, I think, becoming more common these days and more significant. She basically said that the government should cut all financial support of single-parent families with the exception of widows. I want to make that very clear. Widows are an exception, not widowers. Just widows. So, you know, we've already got a problem here. Her argument for this was, and I quote, "Single parents are basically prostitutes." Now, this sounds crazy, but I want to take you through the logic that this woman applied. They obviously have sex, that's how the child gets born, and the government pays for the child, which means that a sexual act was committed, and money does change hands as a result of that. Ergo, clearly, all single parents are prostitutes. And as if this wasn't mind-blowing enough, this woman, with her very sound reasoning, argued the major concern with the children in this lifestyle was that they were likely to grow up homosexual. Therefore, they should not receive government funding to help improve their quality of life because it didn't matter, they're going to be gay anyway. According to the host, she had earlier said that she was 34. I hope not. I really hope not. However, this wasn't the end of the terrifying events on the radio this morning. Recently, there's been a bit of controversy over a show called Q&A. It's a question and answer show. They get panelists on, they answer questions from the audience. There was a case where they allowed a man into the audience by the name of I don't know. 1 second, I'll find out. Zaki Mallah, apparently, is his name. Anyway, this man, Zaki Mallah, is a terrorist sympathiser. He has made threats against the lives of Australian security officials, actually encouraged on Twitter for female journalists to be gang raped publicly. You get the picture, he is not a good guy. Anyway, Q&A allowed him into the theatre to ask a question. The man got a huge round of applause from the audience, and that's messed up. Back to the radio, this person went on and started saying that we should rehabilitate prisoners, which, you know, it makes sense. But they said that we should rehabilitate someone like Zaki Mallah and used the example of Nelson Mandela. Mandela went to prison, and when he came out, he became president of South Africa. Clearly, they rehabilitated him through prison. The host pointed out the flaw in this argument. Nelson Mandela didn't do anything wrong in the first place. He was wrongfully imprisoned. Zaki Mallah was rightfully imprisoned. That is an important distinction. So yeah, radio, scary. Now I know both of those are kind of serious. Last year at university, I was catching the shuttle bus because it was rainy and I am a massive sook and I did not want to get wet. They had sort of a astrologer / psychic type person who was reading the aura of people who called in. And a woman called up and spoke to her. This woman, as it turns out, was going through some major difficulties. I have no idea what they were. And the psychic lady said to her, "I know it's hard, but you need to know the trials you're facing will prevail." Right, now the part that I find disturbing is that when she said that, neither she nor the woman listening to her had a problem with it. Now I want to make this clear, I don't have an issue with astrology or psychics or anything. I don't really believe in it, but I don't have a problem with the fact that people believe in it, and I don't have the problem with the fact that it was on the radio. Neither astrology nor psychics are the weirdest idea that humans have ever come up with. Just look at the giant spaghetti monster. Neither are they necessarily as weird as some of the ideas suggested by science. And according to relativity, as you increase your speed and begin to approach light speed, your mass will actually increase. So what you should all take from that is very important, is that jogging makes you weigh more. Anyway, none of it I have a problem with. But for crying out loud, if you're gonna tell someone something, make sure that you know what you're saying. Because that psychic told the poor lady on the radio that she was going to fail to overcome her obstacles. And the really frustrating part is that nobody noticed. So how about you guys? If you've got any weird, scary radio stories, feel free to leave that in the comments and we can all be terrified together. Or if you've got any good stories, let me know so that I, don't lose complete faith in humanity. If you could, would you rather live in a boat, a treehouse, an igloo, or a teepee? For me, the answer is treehouse, because it may not be the best protection from the weather or from predators or whatever, but I like climbing and I like trees, so, sue me. Let me know if you think I'm crazy, because I want to know what sort of weird people actually watch these videos. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. It's right down there, or here, if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye! Because it was rain and I am a massive sook and did not want to get wet. It was rain.